Abandoned and outcast, humans secretly forged a galactic empire. The vastness of space stretched endlessly, dotted with stars and drifting worlds. Humanity, once considered a minor player in the galactic arena, had quietly grown in strength. Earth was no longer a solitary blue planet. Its influence had extended across dozens of colonies, each thriving with advanced technology. Yet, the most remarkable secret lay not in the colonies but in the hidden shipyards scattered across the solar system. Deep beneath the crust of Mars, in enormous tunnels carved from red rock, humans were building what no one else believed possible. The dark matter warships, sleek, massive, and almost impossibly advanced, were the product of centuries of innovation. These vessels did not rely on conventional engines or shields. Instead, they manipulated gravity itself, bending space to their will. Light could not reflect off their hulls, and sensors from other civilizations could scarcely detect them. Admiral Curran Javed walked along the observation deck of the largest ship, Aegis Prime. His eyes scanned the control panels glowing softly with blue light. Hundreds of engineers, scientists, and AI specialists moved efficiently in the background, checking calculations, running simulations, and preparing for the first full-scale demonstration. "This is it," said Dr. Leela Chen, the lead physicist, as she joined him. Her eyes reflected the faint shimmer of dark matter energy coursing through the ship's core. "After decades of secrecy, the Council will finally see what humanity has achieved." Curran nodded. "I just hope they understand our intentions. We don't want war. We want respect." Leela smiled faintly. "Respect is earned through strength, Curran, and strength in this case speaks louder than words." For centuries, humans had been underestimated. Many alien civilizations considered them curious but harmless. Their early space programs were primitive compared to other galactic powers, and their colonies were mostly small mining outposts or research stations. Yet, the humans had a secret that no one could have predicted. Using the ingenuity of their engineers, the adaptability of their people, and a daring willingness to take risks, they had achieved something extraordinary. The Aegis Prime began its pre-flight checks. Its hull hummed with energy, a sound almost musical to human ears. Engineers ran simulations of interstellar jumps, testing the dark matter engines at increasing intensities. Each successful test was a triumph. Every time the ship passed through the simulated warp points without detection, it marked a new chapter in human history. Meanwhile, across the galaxy, whispers of humanity's secret project reached the Galactic Council. The Council, a union of dozens of powerful species, had always monitored human activity from a distance. They believed humans were clever but technologically average. Reports from scouts were vague, suggesting new energy signatures near the outer colonies, but no one had concrete evidence. Many dismissed the warnings as overcautious paranoia from minor member worlds. On the neutral station Orion Reach, Council delegates gathered, unaware of the monumental event about to unfold. Ambassadors from the dominant species, Hylari, Zorath, and Trivians, argued over minor trade disputes, political influence, and patrol rights. No one expected humans to challenge their assumptions so dramatically. Back in the solar system, the first demonstration was ready. Curran Javed stood before a viewing window, watching the shipyard buzz with activity. Leela Chen activated the dark matter engines, and the Aegis Prime began to shimmer. The ship's hull seemed to disappear, leaving behind only a faint ripple in space. Sensors detected nothing, but humans could see the subtle distortions in light and gravity, evidence that the ship was active. "Initiating jump sequence," Leela announced. With a silent flash, the ship vanished from its position. It reappeared 1,000 kilometers away in a fraction of a second. Engineers cheered, some hugging each other, while Curran maintained a calm demeanor. Inside, he felt the familiar pride and tension humans always carried when testing something unprecedented. This is more than a demonstration, Curran thought. This is proof that humans belong among the great civilizations. The news of the demonstration could not stay secret for long. Scouts sent to nearby systems returned with reports of strange gravitational anomalies. Sensors picked up distortions in spacetime that no species could explain. Rumors spread quickly, and the Council took notice. The first official contact came from Ambassador Tival of the Hylari species, a being of slender build and iridescent skin. She arrived at Earth orbit for a diplomatic meeting, flanked by her security and advisors. Humans greeted her on the orbital platform. "Ambassador Tival," Curran said formally, bowing slightly, "we welcome you to Earth's orbit." Tival's eyes glinted. "I have heard rumors, Admiral. I hope your people are prepared to explain them." Curran gestured to the observation window. "We believe in transparency. You are about to see technology humanity has developed in secret. Please understand, we have no intention of aggression. Our goal is to ensure the safety of our colonies and to secure our place in the galaxy." The dark matter warships were activated one by one. From the platform, Tival could see them shimmer and move through space in ways no conventional vessel could. They bent light, twisted gravity, and maneuvered with impossible precision. The Hylari ambassador's expression remained unreadable, though her advisors whispered in concern. "Your claims, they are astounding," Tival said finally. "If this is true, humanity has achieved a level of technology unmatched in known space." Curran's heart raced. "We ask for recognition, not fear. Humans have long been underestimated. We seek equality, not dominance." Across the galaxy, messages about Earth demonstrations spread like wildfire. Scholars, politicians, and military strategists scrambled to understand the implications. The other species began to reconsider their assumptions. Humans were no longer minor players. They were a force capable of defending themselves and potentially tipping the balance of power. Yet, not everyone reacted with curiosity or respect. Some council members feared that this newfound strength could threaten their positions. Secret debates began, proposals for surveillance increased, and fleets were quietly mobilized to nearby systems. Still, humanity's intentions remained clear: defense, innovation, and cooperation. Back on Mars, Curran and Leela watched as the Aegis Prime completed another jump sequence. Engineers celebrated the flawless performance. "It's incredible," Leela said softly. "We've done it. Humanity has reached a new era." Curran nodded. "Yes, but with great power comes great responsibility. We must show the galaxy that humans are strong, clever, and ethical, not just powerful." And so, the stage was set. The Galactic Council was reeling, not from fear, but from the realization that humanity had quietly become a force unlike any other. For centuries, humans had relied on ingenuity, adaptability, and courage. Now, they were about to demonstrate that these qualities were more valuable than any fleet or weapon. As Earth's fleets continued preparations, whispers of the demonstration reached even the most distant systems. Scholars speculated, diplomats worried, and militaries recalculated strategies. Humanity had entered the galactic stage, not as a minor player, but as a bold, capable, and unpredictable force. Curran looked out at the stars and felt the weight of history on his shoulders. "This is just the beginning," he murmured. "The galaxy will see what humans can achieve when we refuse to be underestimated." The hum of the dark matter engines filled the shipyard, a soft, resonant sound that promised a future of exploration, challenge, and triumph. Humanity was no longer silent. It had arrived, and the galaxy would never see it the same way again. Above all, humans had proven one undeniable truth: underestimating them was the greatest mistake anyone could make. And with that, the quiet rise of humanity reached its first peak, setting the stage for conflict, diplomacy, and an era where human ingenuity would challenge the very foundation of the Galactic Council. The news of humanity's dark matter warships spread like a comet blazing across the galaxy. Every major civilization took notice, and the Galactic Council convened an emergency meeting. The council chamber floated in orbit above the neutral planet Orion Reach, a massive station with a panoramic view of the swirling gas clouds below. Delegates from dozens of worlds had gathered, their voices rising in heated discussion. "This cannot be allowed," barked Ambassador Reichel of the Trivians, a reptilian species known for their sharp intelligence and sharper tempers. His long tail flicked in agitation as he addressed the assembly. "A species with technology this advanced, hidden in our midst, it is a threat to the balance of power." Ambassador Tival of the Hylari, still recalling her visit to Earth orbit, raised a slender hand. "Reichel, we do not yet know their intentions. The humans have not attacked anyone. They have demonstrated their capability but also their restraint." Other delegates murmured. Some, like Tival, were cautious. Others, like Reichel, were fearful. The Council had always prided itself on maintaining stability in the galaxy. A new, unpredictable power could disrupt centuries of careful negotiation and alliances. Meanwhile, back on Earth, humans monitored the Council's reaction with interest. Admiral Curran javed and Dr. Leela Chen watched as reports streamed in. "They are panicking," said Leela, scrolling through the intercepted communications. "They expected humans to be weak. Now they're trying to figure out how to respond." Curran nodded. "That's good. It means they take us seriously. But we must be careful. Panic can lead to mistakes, and we do not want a war we did not start." In the weeks that followed, reconnaissance fleets from several species moved closer to human-controlled systems. These fleets were sleek, armed with sensors and weapons designed to detect and neutralize advanced technology. Their commanders assumed they could gather intelligence without alerting humanity. But humans were ready. Earth's AI-driven surveillance systems had already predicted these moves. Drones monitored every approach, sending real-time data to Curran and Leela. When the alien fleets reached the outskirts of the solar system, human engineers activated the dark matter warships. The first encounter was subtle but effective. A Trivian scout vessel tried to enter the asteroid belt undetected. The Aegis Prime and its sister ships bent space around the asteroids, creating a visual and gravitational maze. The Trivian vessel, relying on conventional sensors, became lost in the distortion and was forced to retreat. "This is only the beginning," Leela said with a smile. "They think they can spy on us. We make them play by our rules." The Galactic Council debated fiercely. Some members argued for negotiation, suggesting that humanity be offered full membership if they agreed to oversight. Others, particularly militaristic species like the Trivians, demanded immediate restrictions, proposing blockades and preemptive strikes. Unknown to most, a secret faction within the Council began plotting to test the humans. They believed that a controlled demonstration of force would reveal weaknesses in the dark matter warships. They did not anticipate the ingenuity humans had cultivated over decades of adversity. The first test came when a small fleet of Hylari and Trivian ships entered the outer solar system under the guise of diplomatic escorts. Their true mission was reconnaissance and testing human defenses. Curran received the alert and immediately called a meeting with his top officers. "We have visitors," he said calmly. "They claim to be here for diplomacy. We will welcome them, but we must assume caution. Any attempt to provoke us will fail." Leela's fingers flew across her console. "I've prepared countermeasures that don't harm them but show them they cannot operate undetected. We can manipulate gravity fields, create optical illusions, even simulate phantom ships. They will see what they expect and nothing more." When the alien fleet arrived at the edge of the system, the humans executed their plan flawlessly. Hylari and Trivian ships detected multiple vessels appearing and disappearing, some larger than actual human ships. Sensors failed to reconcile conflicting readings. Pilots reported phantom movements, and commanders were forced to slow their advance, unsure if they were observing real threats or illusions. Ambassador Tival, secretly observing her species' fleet, was impressed. She turned to her advisors. These humans, they are not reckless, they are clever. They do not fight, yet they control the situation entirely. The council began to take notice. Analysts compiled reports on human tactics, noting that even when challenged, humans relied on intelligence and adaptability rather than brute force. Military minds began to respect the combination of advanced technology and creative strategy. Yet, fear persisted. A few council members called for direct action. "We cannot let them grow unchecked," said Ambassador Reichel. "If we do not act, humans will dominate all of space before we can stop them." Curran and Leela watched the council's debates with quiet confidence. Humanity had anticipated this reaction. They did not seek conquest, but they were prepared to defend themselves and assert their position in the galaxy. The next major incident came when a rogue Zorath vessel attempted to infiltrate a human mining colony on Titan. The Zorath had underestimated the colony's defenses, thinking it was lightly protected. As the vessel approached, a squadron of dark matter warships appeared, seemingly from nowhere, surrounding the intruder. Using precise gravitational manipulation, the humans disabled the Zorath engines without harming the crew. They communicated, "This is a warning. You have entered human-controlled space without permission. Depart immediately. No harm will come if you comply." The Zorath captain, stunned, complied. Reports of the encounter spread quickly. Across the council, murmurs turned into acknowledgement. Humanity was no longer just clever. They were capable of enforcing their will without unnecessary aggression. Humanity's message was clear. They had the technology, the strategy, and the restraint to protect themselves and their allies. Yet they also made it clear that any hostile action would be met with consequences, not fear-driven retaliation. Tival returned to the council with a report. "Humans are not a threat in the way we imagined. They are intelligent, creative, and restrained. If we attempt to challenge them directly, we will lose credibility. We must negotiate." Meanwhile, secret factions within the council continued to test the humans with minor incursions and espionage. Each time, humans adapted. Every attempt failed, not through sheer power but through ingenuity. Simulated attacks were neutralized, data was concealed or redirected, and even diplomatic deception was countered with calm precision. Curran watched the developments with pride. They expected weakness. They expected fear. Instead, we gave them confidence, intelligence, and clarity. That is what makes us human. Leela leaned back, eyes on the holographic projection of the council chamber, and it's only the beginning. Once they understand that our goal is protection and collaboration, they will respect us. Some may even fear us, but that is natural. Fear is just misunderstanding waiting to be corrected. By now, humans had begun limited communications with council members. They offered technology exchange, assistance in defense against cosmic threats, and proposals for joint exploration. Most species were cautious, but curiosity outweighed fear for some. The council finally realized that direct confrontation was impossible without risking widespread disaster. The humans had proven that their dark matter warships were not only superior in technology, but unmatched in tactical adaptability. Any attack could escalate into a conflict no species was prepared for. Amid these tensions, the humans maintained a clear principle: power alone was meaningless without responsibility. They defended themselves, demonstrated capability, and communicated openly, but they avoided escalation. The council slowly began to recognize that humanity was unlike any species they had encountered before. The turning point came during a joint simulation exercise requested by the council. Humans proposed a scenario in which a rogue AI fleet threatened several council worlds. Using dark matter warships, human strategists orchestrated a defense that neutralized the threat efficiently, with minimal risk to civilian populations. Council members observed in astonishment. What could have been a bloody and destructive event was resolved with intelligence, coordination, and technological mastery. Delegates whispered among themselves. Humans were not only strong, they were smart, disciplined, and ethical. Ambassador Tival addressed the council. We must reconsider our approach to humanity. They are not mere upstarts. They are innovators, strategists, and protectors. Their rise was quiet, but it is unstoppable. Reichel scowled but remained silent. Even the most aggressive factions had to admit the truth. Humans had changed the rules of engagement in the galaxy. Back on Earth, Curran and Leela watched the final reports from the simulation. Engineers, pilots, and strategists celebrated, knowing they had proven humanity's place among the stars. Humans are not just surviving, Curran said quietly. We are shaping the future of the galaxy, Leela nodded. And the Council is only beginning to understand that. Soon they will realize that underestimating us was their greatest mistake. As the Council debated, analyzed, and adjusted their strategies, humanity prepared for the next step, full engagement in galactic diplomacy. They had shown strength, intelligence, and restraint. Now, the galaxy would see that humans were not just participants, they were pioneers. The quiet rise of humanity had become a visible force. And while the Council struggled to comprehend the implications, one truth remained undeniable. Humans had arrived, not with arrogance but with ingenuity, courage, and a determination to prove their worth. The galaxy had taken note. And humanity, as always, was ready for the challenge. The Galactic Council had never seen anything like it. In the Central Assembly Chamber of Orion Reach, the largest diplomatic space station in known space, delegates from dozens of worlds gathered. Holographic projections of human dark matter warships shimmered in the air, displaying maneuvers, defensive formations, and astonishing technological feats. Ambassador Tival of the Hylari stood near the front, watching with keen interest. Her species had always been cautious, but the humans' demonstration had sparked curiosity and admiration. Even Ambassador Reichel of the Trivians, once hostile, stood silently, unable to mask a grudging respect. Admiral Curran javed and Dr. Leela Chen had been invited to address the council directly. The humans entered the chamber calmly, their posture confident but not arrogant. They knew the moment was critical. This was the time to solidify humanity's place among the stars, to show that their rise was not only about technology but also about morality, intelligence, and responsibility. Curran stepped forward first. Honorable delegates of the Galactic Council, we thank you for allowing us to present our case. Humanity has grown, quietly, over centuries. We have developed technologies that some of you may find surprising. He gestured, and the holographic projection shifted, showing fleets of dark matter warships weaving gracefully through simulated space battles. These ships are designed to protect, not to dominate. They allow us to defend our colonies, our people, and our allies. They are tools of survival and cooperation. Whispers spread among the delegates. Many had seen the ships before, but the full scale and capability were difficult to comprehend. Ships moved in ways that defied conventional physics. They could bend gravity, disappear from sensors, and reappear instantaneously. Leela Chen stepped forward. We understand that some species may feel uneasy about our technology. That is natural. Change is often uncomfortable, but we ask you to consider our intentions. Humanity seeks equality, mutual respect, and collaboration. We are not here to challenge the Council. We are here to join it. Ambassador Reichel's voice cut through the chamber. And what of power, Admiral? What if humans decide that the Council is obsolete and their fleet superior? How do we know your restraint will last? Curran met his gaze calmly. We do not claim perfection. Humanity has made mistakes and we will continue to learn, but strength without purpose is meaningless. Our purpose is not conquest, it is protection, and we believe that actions speak louder than words. That is why we have allowed your fleets to observe, to test us, to see our decisions firsthand. You have seen our restraint. You have seen our intelligence. You have seen our morality in action. The chamber fell silent. Few species could match the combination of power, cleverness, and ethical restraint demonstrated by humanity. Even Reichel could not argue against the facts. Then, the humans presented their most compelling demonstration. The holograms shifted to a simulation of a rogue AI fleet, attacking multiple council worlds simultaneously. Traditional defenses were overwhelmed in seconds. Human dark matter warships, however, appeared as if from nowhere. They coordinated with precision, neutralizing the threat without unnecessary damage, evacuating civilians where possible, and creating safe zones for evacuation and repair. Delegates gasped. Even those skeptical of human motives could not ignore the efficiency, creativity, and compassion displayed. No other species had combined such technological mastery with ethical execution on this scale. Ambassador T-Val stepped forward. It is clear that humanity is not just powerful but disciplined, not just inventive but responsible. They have demonstrated what few civilizations could, the ability to act decisively while minimizing harm. Curran nodded. We are not claiming to be superior. We are claiming to be worthy of respect and trust. The galaxy is vast and challenges are many. Humanity wishes to face them not alone but with allies. We seek membership in the Galactic Council to contribute, to cooperate, and to defend. The chamber erupted in murmurs. Delegates debated fiercely. Some argued that humans were too unpredictable, that their rise had been too sudden. Others, impressed and inspired, argued that the galaxy needed humans' ingenuity and courage. Reichel, after a long pause, spoke. Perhaps we have underestimated humans. They have shown strength, yes, but more importantly, they have shown judgment. That is rare among rising powers. I cannot oppose their request outright. T-Val nodded in agreement. It is time we recognize the value they bring. Humanity has proven itself not through intimidation, but through intelligence and restraint. They are worthy of inclusion and of partnership. Votes were cast. Slowly, methodically, species one by one supported humanity's full membership. It was a historic moment. The first time a civilization had entered the council not through conquest, bribery, or manipulation, but through ingenuity, ethics, and demonstrated capability. Curran allowed himself a small, quiet smile. Leela noticed and nodded. "We've done it," she whispered. The resolution passed. Humanity was now officially a member of the Galactic Council. Cameras and holographic feeds captured the moment for every corner of the galaxy to witness. Humans had not just survived the scrutiny, they had triumphed, reshaping the perception of their species forever. But the celebration was tempered with awareness. Humanity knew that membership in the Council meant responsibility. They would have to navigate complex alliances, mediate disputes, and continue proving their worth in a galaxy full of unpredictability. Yet, for the first time, they were not outsiders. They had a voice, a vote, and a seat at the table where decisions affecting trillions of beings were made. Curran addressed the delegates one final time. We will not seek to dominate. We will not seek to control. But we will act where we can, defend where we must, and innovate wherever possible. Humanity is here to help the galaxy face the challenges ahead, not as rulers but as partners. The chamber erupted in applause, not just out of formality, but out of genuine acknowledgement. Even those who remained cautious respected the humans' clarity, intelligence, and composure. In the following weeks, humans began engaging in council initiatives. They shared research on energy manipulation, gravitational technology, and interstellar navigation. Their dark matter warships were stationed strategically, not as weapons of dominance, but as deterrents against rogue factions, pirates, and cosmic threats. Across the galaxy, humans gained a reputation that surpassed fear or envy. Other species told stories of human cleverness, adaptability, and courage. Children learned about the humans who had quietly risen from a small, overlooked planet to become leaders in diplomacy, technology, and ethics. Even Ambassador Reichel, once opposed to humanity, approached Curran privately. "You have exceeded expectations, Admiral, not through force but through intelligence and moral clarity. Your people are remarkable." Curran nodded. "Thank you, Ambassador. We will continue to earn the galaxy's trust every day." Leela added, "This is only the beginning. Humanity will face challenges we cannot yet predict, but with cooperation, intelligence, and creativity, we can meet them." And so, humanity had arrived. They had faced skepticism, fear, and hostility, and emerged not just unbroken, but elevated. They had proven that strength paired with ethics could win respect even in a galaxy full of doubt and suspicion. The dark matter warships, once hidden in secret Martian shipyards, now patrolled space openly. Pilots and engineers, scientists and strategists, all took pride in their work. Every jump through the stars reminded humans of their ingenuity, courage, and determination. As Curran looked out from the observation deck of the Aegis Prime, watching the stars glide past the warship, he felt the weight of history on his shoulders. "We have shown the galaxy what humans can do," he thought, "not just with technology but with heart, mind, and courage." Leela joined him, her eyes reflecting the starlight. "And they will remember it. Humanity's rise is not just about ships or power. It is about proving that even a small planet can change the course of the galaxy." In the council chambers, discussions continued, alliances shifted, and debates raged. But one truth had settled firmly in the minds of all species. Humanity had arrived, and the galaxy would never be the same again. They had shown that humans were clever, courageous, and ethical. They had proven that underestimating them was the greatest mistake anyone could make. And most importantly, they had demonstrated that the true strength of humanity lay not in weapons alone, but in the combination of ingenuity, morality, and unshakable resolve. The stars stretched endlessly, full of mystery and danger. Humanity would meet it all, not with fear, but with the same boldness and brilliance that had carried them from a single planet to the heights of galactic influence. The galaxy had witnessed the quiet rise, the careful demonstration, and the ultimate triumph of humanity. And now, as the Council recognized them fully, the humans stood tall, ready to shape the future among the stars. Humanity had arrived. And this time, there was no limit to what they could achieve.